Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to NASholes, the podcast where two assholes who like to think they know a thing or two about NASCAR talk about NASCAR. I'm Benny B, joined alongside new NASHole because Drew had a penis reduction surgery and it went septic. So he's dead, and I replaced him with an able-bodied, better bearded man. No, I'm just kidding. We got Steven from the Foreign Fuel podcast joining us. And Steven, how you doing, man?
Doing great, man. I will say that if you're looking for a small penis person, you found the right person.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys need to go check out Foreign Fuel. Steven, plug anything you want, man.
Sure. Well, no, first of all, one, just want to say I hope Drew is doing well, and I appreciate you, Benny, for inviting me on. It's exciting for sure, and being able to be a part of your podcast, see the growth that you guys have done this year has been awesome. Foreign Fuel, we've been friends on there for probably 15 or so years, and right around the COVID time, we were really bored and trying to figure out what to do. So we put together a podcast and talked about it. NASCAR, because we're all lifelong NASCAR fans. But really, this has been the first year that start to finish, we've been putting together the whole year and expanding out into social media. So it's been a lot of fun doing that and growing that, and meeting new people, talking to new people, interacting with everybody on social media has been a ton of fun, and I love it. I enjoy it, because I don't have anybody at home here to talk about NASCAR with, so I gotta go out and expand and go somewhere else to talk about it. And
Damn Northerners, man.
I know. If I was in the Southeast, I could walk into any bar and talk about it. But
Like,
yeah,
hey, who's your favorite driver? Well, I'll tell you about Chase Elliott.
yeah. Yeah, if I was in Dawsonville, God, I'd fit right in with the Chase sexuals there.
Yeah. Well, where can we follow you guys so our listeners know?
Yeah, so we're on Spotify, and then where you'll find most of our stuff is on Twitter and TikTok right now. Also Instagram and Facebook. We're not as active on there, but as we progress, we'll be able to. We're gonna try expanding those more, but we're gonna start small. So you'll find most of our stuff on Twitter and TikTok, and then our episodes get uploaded to Spotify. And I think the majority of them are up on YouTube too. I know we're trying to get the majority of those up on YouTube as well. But for sure, those three is where you'll find us on a consistent basis.
Awesome. Yeah, you guys need to go check them out. After you check out us, of course, and you guys follow us on X at NASHolesPod and on TikTok at NASHoles.podcast. Make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel and follow us on Spotify. Keep that notification bell on so you always know whenever we release an episode. Steven, before we get into all of this about Darlington and the playoffs, let's talk about Hoist. Hoist is IV level hydration. And I tell you what, man, on like these South Carolina summer, I mean, it's just been hot as hell, man. And I need the hydration, and there's nothing better than Hoist because Hoist is backed by science, man. And we blindly trust the science, okay? There's 3 times the electrolyte of traditional sports drinks. They have half the sugar of traditional sports drinks, no high fructose corn syrup, no artificial preservatives, sweeteners, or dyes. It's BPA free. It's kosher. Shout out to the Jews. Made in the USA. And I tell you what, this is my favorite flavor that actually represents the USA, 5-star punch. And there's 7 delicious flavors. And if you guys don't know where to find Hoist, you just got to go to drinkhoist.com. They have a little find Hoist tab, so you just type in your zip code or whatever, your town, and see where you can find it, where it's available near you. Disclaimer, and Drew made this like the most important point about the whole podcast, that I make the disclaimer, we're not sponsored by Hoist. We just got free shit from them one time, and it was cool, and I bugged them the hell out of them for 30 days until they gave us free stuff. And so we're just going to shamelessly plug them for the end of time. Anyways.
It worked, and you have me sold. I'm looking up where I can find Hoist near me right now.
Is it near you? Did you find out?
It does not look like it is.
I know Meyer usually has it. That's what I found up there, because when I was back in Wisconsin in was it June? That's where I always found it. I don't know. Do you guys have Meyer in Minnesota? I'm not sure.
No, we don't.
Damn, son. Well, and sometimes you could just randomly find it at a gas station. But let's get into the first race of the playoffs, Steven. Man, Darlington, I wish I had gone there, man. I wish I was able to go. It's always fun. It's a fun track to be at. But you know what? After watching it, I'm not so sure. I might be kind of glad that I didn't go, because this kind of race was kind of uncharacteristic of a Darlington, I thought, in where, like, it almost seemed like strategy didn't matter. If you were up front, I mean, you were staying there. I mean, and this is no news to NASCAR of today. It's like there's no passing, man. In dirty air, you can't go anywhere. I mean, I don't know, dude. shout out to Briscoe because Briscoe dominated this race. What we were talking before the podcast, what was it, like 309 laps he led?
Yeah, 309 at 367 laps.
I mean, that's just unheard of, man. Like that shouldn't. I mean, I guess their strategy was on point. Obviously,
Yeah, certainly. And I guess this race would be, if you're a Briscoe fan, you thought that this was
the
a near
best race
perfect
ever,
race.
dude.
Yeah, thought this was awesome. Yeah, it just, you come to the last, 10 or so laps and you saw how close Reddick was getting, but you just see it time after time with these next gen cars of how dependent they are on clean air and how
I know
much
it.
you can aero block with these cars. And so that really, I mean, it doesn't help already that Darlington for the most part, at least through 1 and 2, is mainly a one groove racetrack. And so it's already hard to pass there. Now you throw in all this aero blocking, and that makes it even tougher. So I know Reddick got close. Eric Jones was right there too. At one point, they were three wide off, coming off of turn 4,
Yeah.
which for TV looked really sick, but
Oh, I thought it was going to be a photo finish at that point. I was like, oh man,
certainly,
they're just going to keep getting closer and closer as they go around. And like, and I've seen it because I've been there twice now. Like when the drivers get into like turn 3, like a lot of times they'll drop low, and then you'll just start seeing like on the front straightaway, like they're side by side, and you're usually able to get a pass after doing that like 2 or 3 times. But this time, man, like I mean, Reddick would get down low, and then it didn't matter. Briscoe was gonna pull ahead and stay ahead no matter what.
yeah, certainly, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It looked like that Reddick was going to get there, and we've seen Briscoe he's had speed, maybe not as much as Denny Hamlin, as much consistently this year. Certainly, ever since I think what Briscoe said it on Dale Jr. Download last week, that really since Charlotte was their turning point of the year and been racking off these top tens, top fives. He won at Pocono. He's kind of a sneaky dark horse, and we talked about it on our podcast last week. Like if Briscoe gets to Phoenix and he's in the championship 4, he could realistically go out there and win Phoenix and win the championship. Like it wouldn't surprise me if Briscoe went out there and won it all.
Yeah.
I thought that this was partially a missed opportunity for Reddick, considering of how up and down their year's been. I really feel like a win would have helped solve a lot of things for their season. Don't get me wrong, a second place is certainly good for helping get through to the next round, but they were one of those teams coming into the playoffs that didn't have a ton of stage points, didn't have any wins, and so really a win would have helped get their playoffs off on the right foot. So I felt like it was kind of a missed opportunity for them to go out and win this race. And just a good shout out to both legacy cars, Eric Jones, John Hunter Nemechek, third and
Oh my
fourth.
gosh, yeah.
Double top fives for them. So that team continues to grow, continues to show a lot of speed through the year. I'm excited to see what they can do the rest of the year too.
Yeah, and I feel like Eric Jones, like John Hunter Nemechek, I know started off pretty strong. I'm pretty sure he got like a top 5 at Daytona, and as well like Eric Jones, like I feel like these last few races he's stepped it up quite a bit, and so he's looked really good. But going back to Reddick though, yeah, like this season, like just kind of not who he was last season. Like last season, he was very good, man. It was every race he was in contention pretty much. And this year, not so much. And so it was really good to see him, back to kind of where he was last year. And I mean, obviously, like you say, winning would have done a whole hell of a lot more than second place. But, I believe, I mean, where is he at in the playoff standings? Well, I didn't check, but I mean, it really helps, obviously, like just start off in the playoffs with a second place finish. You can't complain too much.
Yeah, I'm just taking a look right now. Reddick right now sits fourth in the playoff grid. He sits 35 points above the cutoffs. So,
Okay.
and really, Bubba Wallace right there sitting in fifth too. He's 25 points above. So both, two of the both 2311 cars that are in the playoffs really had a good solid result at Darlington. Set that for coming into Gateway here.
Yeah, Bubba Wallace, another guy who great finish. He finished sixth, and he's had his shares of ups and downs this year. He had a really long stretch where I mean he was just really bad, dude. Like just finishing in the 30s and like high 20s. And so to start off like this, I mean that's a good way to be like, okay, we didn't get the win. Nothing's guaranteed, but we're setting ourselves up here to where, there's not as much pressure going into the next race. And I think that's what was huge for Briscoe winning, is that now the pressure's off. Now they can kind of just I mean, obviously you want to get as many playoff points as you can still going forward because let's say I don't have the do you have the playoff standings as they are right now?
Yep.
Who's
Guys,
second?
Denny Hamlin sits second at 43 above. Larson third. Reddick fourth. Bubba Wallace fifth. Then it goes Byron, Blaney, Chastain sitting eighth at 21 above. Hendrick, Bell, Elliott, and SVG is the last one in, sitting only 3 points above. The four that
Mm.
sit below currently are Logano -3, Dillon -8, Bowman and Barry both 19 below.
Yeah, so I mean, like, with Hamlin, who I feel like has had a great year this year, to get that win and be up on top for Briscoe, that's huge, man. Because I've talked about this before on the podcast, and I think these playoffs is really sets Hamlin up good, like with the tracks that we're at for the playoffs. And I almost like I don't want to say it, but I could see him winning the championship just the way this is set up. And so for Briscoe, like I said, to be right there up on top right away, not have to worry too much, it's huge. And but as far as the guys below the cut line, Bowman, when I was watching, it just seemed like he was constantly having to go to pit road, man. Just constantly. And I mean that really screwed him. And so I don't know what was going on with that, but really I don't think Bowman's been that great all year. And I mean, he got saved by Blaney, obviously, Daytona. He's really gonna need something, man.
Yeah, he really is. It's dismal because really all the Hendrick cars struggled at Darlington. Bowman didn't come into the playoffs with any wins, so he didn't have any of those 5 extra playoff points. So he was already a little bit behind the 8 ball. And this just shows you the difference between Reddick and Bowman after one race. Reddick went in and finished second in both stages and then finished second in the race. And look where he's sitting, 35 points above. Bowman didn't get any stage points during Darlington and finished, where did he finish? 31st, and he sits 19 below.
Mm,
Um, I mean, when you're going up against stiff competition these next 2 weeks, I mean, when you're only going in rounds of three, you have one bad race and it's already time to hit the panic button. Like you almost have
dude,
to
for
look
real.
at the next two races as must wins for, I would say, for Bowman and Barry. I'd say they have to go out and win.
Yeah, and dude, Barry, how about that on lap one? Gets loose, and I'm pretty sure he started like third or fourth.
Yeah, he was right up there and easily within the top 10. And then lap one, turn two, just
Hmm.
backed it around, backed it in the fence.
He was a guy coming into this year. I had a good feeling about. I had a good feeling about him making the playoffs. You know, I had a good feeling about him really like at least getting past this first round, but now I'm not so sure. This sets him up really terribly. I mean, like it's very unfortunate for Barry.
It does. I don't know what happened to him
I don't,
because
I don't know.
you look at the first few races, maybe outside of like the road courses, but went out and won Vegas, and that wasn't by luck. They had speed
Oh
at
yeah,
Vegas. Went out and won, and I thought, great, like this is going to open the floodgates. They're going to be fast. I mean, they were fast at Texas. I'm pretty sure they're pretty fast at Kansas. So a lot of the mile and a halves have been the strong point for that 21 team. But outside of that, they've been what we've seen of Wood Brothers in years past, just really struggling, not showing the speed. They're basically a fourth Penske car, but they're not showing the consistency that the other three Penske cars show on a weekly basis, and that's going to be their struggle point there. I just think, yeah, unfortunately, it's going to be a lot for them to overcome their
it's a lot to
deficit
chip
as
away at.
well.
Yeah,
Yeah, certainly.
I mean, he's a guy for sure. Like, dude, if he doesn't win one of these next two, I mean, I don't see him being able to overcome that. I mean, yeah, he's 19 back with Bowman, but I mean, if you think about it, I mean, Bowman's been a little bit better than Barry, and so it's like at that point, not really hard for Bowman to be any better. And Austin Dillon, I mean, you just never know with him and Logano. I mean, let's be honest, man, he time and time again has come through when he needed to. And so I don't know, dude. I don't see him making it past this round, dude.
Yeah. I will say the thing that Logano has going for him is that Gateway is up next.
Yeah,
Few
Fords do well
year
there.
Fords do well there. Penske does really well there. Oh, I can't remember the account I saw on Twitter, so I can't give them a shout out. But they put together basically average finishes of the next gen cars at Gateway, for I think for the 3 years that they've been at Gateway now, and Logano sits at the top, including a win there.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that sets up really well for Joey. And then even looking at the other side, the positive side of the cut line, looking at 12th is SVG. His buffer that he had built up with his 4 wins is completely erased now.
I
No,
know, man.
no
It's
stage
unfortunate,
points.
man.
Yeah, no stage points in
I love
32nd at
SVG, man.
Darlington completely erased, the buffer that he built.
Yeah, he struggled in that race too. He just kept getting tight and loose, and like they couldn't find the right balance. And I mean, at one point he was up front, and I mean, obviously that's probably due to the pit cycle, but they could just never keep it. And man, I would love to see SVG make it past the first round, but at this point, being where he's at, I mean, if he was like a couple, 3 or 4 spots ahead of the cut line, I'd be like, all right, not too worried. But I mean, I don't know, dude. Gateway and Bristol, like, I mean, not a Gateway. I mean, he's never raced there, I don't think. And
No,
so,
that's my knowledge.
and Bristol he has, but I mean, I haven't looked up stats, but I'm pretty sure. I mean, that's a tough one for him.
Yeah, I know Bristol. I don't know exactly where he finished in the spring, but he struggled mightily at Bristol, running back
Mm-hmm.
in the 30s most of the day. And this first round, like Darlington, Gateway, Bristol, is just 3 really tough tracks for rookies or guys that don't have that much experience. And so it was already going to be a struggle for him getting out of the first round. I feel like had he gotten it, and maybe he still will, but if he gets to the second round, what's really going to be shaping up nicely for him is the Roval. But
Yeah, that's what I
it's
was gonna say.
it's the big thing of just getting out of the first round is going to be the
Right,
biggest
because then
hurdle.
he can kind of and I mean, honestly, not to say that he's gonna win Roval because I mean it's still part oval, so it's still a struggle for him. But yeah, it's one of those things where he has to. I mean, because like at Richmond, right? And I remember hearing him talk about he looked at the SMT data of Denny Hamlin, and that really helped him, obviously, because he finished top 15, he got a 14th place finish, I believe, and so he's gonna have to do a lot more studying of that SMT when it comes to Gateway and Bristol, and maybe find something within himself. Obviously, it's a team thing. The team's got to have the car ready, man. So we'll see how that shapes out. But is there anything when you look at these standing or not, or really just the race results, or from what you notice, like anything stand out to you, like guys that impressed you, or some crazy thing that you noticed?
I mean, the thing, I touched on a few minutes ago, the 2 legacy cars are the first thing that really jumps out to me. AJ Allmendinger getting a top 5 finish, finished top 5 in stage 2 as well. So that was nice because we've seen him not be the AJ that I think a lot of us were expecting this year. Hocevar with another top 10. I'm waiting for Hocevar to really have that breakout moment. I know he's shown flashes
All
and
right, the
had
win though, like just to get a
yeah,
win.
yeah, he's had those few seconds, the top 5s, the top 10s, but I feel like Hocevar is going to be one of those guys that we see like with a Ryan Blaney or Chase Elliott. Like once you get that first win,
It
that
catapults.
it catapults and he's going to take him to the next level. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm just waiting for that moment. It was good to, a good result and really weekend for Ross Chastain. He was kind of a guy that some people had in the exiting out of the first round, top 10 both stages, got 11th, sets himself up nicely with a nice buffer.
Yeah, and Chastain too. I think this year Trackhouse has had his car set up so much better than they had years past. It just seems like everything looks kind of more smooth, and it looks like, and it comes down to pit crew too, probably, and just their strategy. But yeah, I mean, it seems like every race I watch, at some point for a good period of time, he is in contention. For staying up front and getting top fives and whatnot.
Yeah,
But yeah,
that's what I see there. Yeah, I think just on the flip side of that, where I'm kind of scratching my head is just how Hendrick, aside from Larson getting sixth and fourth, but William Byron only got 10th in the second stage, but Elliott and Bowman no stage points. They just really seem to bring like 4 duds to the track. It's rare that
dude,
I mean, their highest finishing car was 17th with Chase Elliott. That just doesn't happen with Hendrick.
no, no, absolutely not. And you know, we've talked about this before on the show. I mean, I'm sure you guys have talked about this. Like, obviously you have like Larson and Byron. I mean, like those are like the guys that a lot of us think that they're Hendrick's pumping it into. And they kind of ignore Elliott and Bowman. But I mean, at this point, dude, you have 4 freaking drivers in, dude. Like, you need to do whatever it takes because at the end of the day, Mr. Hendrick, he wants all four of those guys in the championship four because it's a win 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 win. I mean, like, and I don't know, dude. I don't know if it comes to playoffs and they're just like, oh yeah, Kyle Larson, like we're gonna get him one, or what the deal is. Because obviously the last couple of years Byron's been pretty good, but yeah, I don't know. We had the whole thing with Chase Elliott this whole year, and Bowman as well, where they're like, just oh man, like we can see like Elliott the potential. We see that he's a good driver. It's just like, but it's almost like the car's not there. And then Bowman, like he had that one injury, and then he just went off. Like, all right, to hell with you, Hendrick. Like I'm gonna show you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so hopefully they'll be able to rebound at Gateway because otherwise they're. We've kind of already talked about Bowman, but Elliott only sits 9 above the cut line too, so
Right?
they're
Not much
really
room
at
there.
risk of there's not much buffer room. You might be looking at 2 cars on their way out in the first round.
That would not be good. What do you make of so on the track? I don't know if you saw this. They had in car of Carson Hocevar, and he was battling with the 42 and the 9, and he was referring to the 9, but he said, "Fuck him. I don't care who he drives for." And like, I mean, they were bumping, man. I mean, I'm all for it. Rubbing is racing, but I just to be like, "Fuck him. I don't care who your race is for."
Yeah, I mean, shit, man. If you're talking about the 9 car, like keep in mind of who your alliance is with, there, buddy. Because we saw that a couple years ago where Ross Chastain kind of had that "I don't care who he races for" attitude until Mr. H got involved, and he's like, "Don't you go wrecking
Mr.
my
H don't
race
play.
cars? You don't play. He does not play." So when it comes to his cars, he does not mess around. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, Hocevar talks such a big game, but he's done so much to so many other people that, like, dude, you're
Does he even have
you're
a
gonna have
friend?
a no.
He
He
said he doesn't
doesn't,
have
dude.
friends. I mean,
No
I remember
friends.
him saying that to Dale Jr. I don't have
Yeah,
friends.
dude. So he's gonna have. I'm surprised that he hasn't had more payback given back to him than what's been done already this year.
Well, that
Because
was my thing, man. It's
dude's
like
got a
everyone
laundry
complains
list.
about Hosafar, but they never do nothing about it. It's like, okay, so either like you just stop talking about the stuff that he does and don't complain, or you complain and then go kick his ass next week or whatever, and make him pay for it. Like I don't know. I never understood. I never understood all of that.
Yeah, dude. And Hocevar is a savage about it too because
He
there
is a
was
savage,
there
and I
was
respect him.
I mean, dude, he there's some TikTok that I saw out there of Christopher Bell talking on pit road there of the contact that they had between Hocevar and Bell, and then Bell was kind of mouthing off and was like, he doesn't care, blah blah blah. Hocevar went and reposted that, retweeted it, whatever he did.
He's
It
a
was like,
savage, dude.
yeah, he's a savage with it. So I mean, shit, if he's gonna do it, at least he's stands on his business and doubles
That's
down on it,
true.
whether it's for
I
the
gotta I gotta give him the respect for that. Yeah. I don't know. I don't mind Hocevar. I mean, like if you think about where he's at in his career, I mean he's gonna do whatever it takes, obviously. And obviously we haven't seen him get that dub. But like you said earlier, I mean once he gets it, he could be dangerous, man.
yeah, and it's
All
coming
right.
soon, one of these days. But
Which I think this leads me into our segment of dipshit of the day because I actually thought Hocevar should get dipshit of the day when he was battling with Elliott. It kind of rubs him, and then like Busher's coming up behind him, and then he tries to throw a block, and damn near takes out Busher. I'm like, you freaking dipshit. So I'm going with him for my dipshit of the day. I don't know if you saw anything else,
no, I'll
but
double down on that.
that about did it for me, man. I'm like, yep, that's the one.
Yeah, that was about all I really saw of it. So I'll double down and give that to him as well.
Let's see. I want to see if Drew texted me his. Oh, he didn't. He's still drugged up. So we are going to go here to our favorite paint scheme, and I'm going to share the screen. So let me know when you see it.
Yep. Yeah,
All
that's
right.
fine.
So honestly, I'm going to go with the number 19 Bass Pro Shops of Briscoe. I love this car. I mean, I saw it all night, so I got a pretty good look at it from him being up
I
front.
only saw it for 309 laps.
Yeah, oh yeah. So I'm gonna go with that one. But I don't know about you. What are you going with? I'll scroll to it.
Like, I do like the Briscoe pick. I gotta go. I gotta go with AJ Allmendinger. I know we were kind of talking about it before.
You like that one, huh? Right here.
I I do. Yeah, something
Black's
about
tire.
the white and the black with the tire tread along the side.
That's actually sweet, man. I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, and just the neon yellow numbers gives me old Jeff Gordon vibes.
Yeah,
So yeah,
definitely.
I think that the tire tread in the you have a tire business, and you throw a little tire tread in the paint scheme, like that looks really slick.
Yes, sir. I'm trying to think. Drew didn't text me usually. I mean, I was hoping that he would text me, but just based on knowing him, I think that he would have picked the 17 here. And I'm probably gonna get roasted, like, what the fuck? I hate that car.
Yeah,
No, but I know Drew. He likes chrome numbers, and I think he would love this. So we're gonna see, Drew. Let me know what you think, buddy.
I gotta say it looks nice, and it normally I'm not one for chrome numbers, but I gotta say RFK does them really
They do him
nicely,
great, man.
incorporating them. Like I'm glad that they just don't do a basic chrome, but having the red chrome in there just fits really nice with it.
Exactly. Yeah. Yep.
The other one, if I were to give an honorable mention, would be the other Bass Pro car, Austin Dillon, switching it up now that they're doing like this deer promotion, having the big whitetail
That
buck
car
on the
is
side
great.
there. It is looks
That
really
car is great.
nice.
Look at that. I don't know if I have an honorable mention. I haven't really got a chance to look. I mean, I can go off of memory. For some reason, I've always liked this Morgan and Morgan car. I don't know why. It just kind of looks like a simple, kind of classic look.
Yeah, it does.
Let's
Ross
look.
Chastain's was pretty nice too. Bush
Oh,
doing
I
their
forgot,
little
dude.
retro.
I would been see. I had seen that all week, and I'm like, that car is freaking amazing.
Yeah, Bush always kills
That's
it
my
in
honorable
there.
mention for sure. Actually, I'll be honest. That's dope, man. Yep. But all right, well, we have Gateway next. I guess we can go into our predict. I don't. Do you have anything else to mention or bring up?
No, I think
I guess.
I'm wrapped
Well,
up with that.
before we get into that, let's maybe let's kind of look at the playoffs. I mean, from here, I mean, Steven, who do you really think's moving on? Who's going to be the first four out, in your opinion?
Yeah, I think looking at where we're at right now, um, I think can pretty much say that Bowman and Barry are going to be two of those that are out. I didn't
Yep.
have SVG moving on to the second round, anyways, even before Darlington, and now after Darlington, I still believe that. Um, and I think the other one is going to be Austin Dillon. I don't think he'll be that far below the cut line, but just when you look at him stacked up against the other drivers, um, they're all going to be running pretty close to each other. And when you're all running around each other and you're talking about 1 or 2 point differences,
Right.
um, but then again, with Bristol there, Austin Dillon's hit or miss. Either he's going to run top 5, top 10 at Gateway and Bristol, or he'll be a complete dud. And that's kind of been the story of his career. It's like it's so hit or miss with that.
Yeah.
So, but I just think he's going to be on the wrong side of the line, not by much, maybe 1 or 2 points. I do think Logano will jump his way in.
Yep.
So I'll have who's that leave me with? SVG, Austin Dillon, Bowman, Barry will be my 4 out.
Honestly, I'm with you there. I think that's about what I have, and I had SVG moving on from here. I guess that's I'm just a fan of him, man. I want him to make it past that and then
Yeah,
make it into the round of 8. Like after Roval or something, winning Roval. But I mean, I see that totally playing out. Only other scenario I could see is I could see one of these guys dropping pretty bad, like maybe Cindric. But again, like with Gateway coming up, I think he's gonna end up setting himself up good to kind of stay far away from that cut line with how good the Fords are. And yeah, I mean, I see the same way as you. SVG, Austin Dillon, Alex Bowman, Josh Berry. So yes, sir. And I'm just seeing this now here from Jeff Gluck. The Southern 500 on USA Network drew 1.88 million viewers. Last year, it drew 2.4 million on USA. Huh. Well,
that is not good to drop. What's that? 600,000 people.
dude, you know what, man? Now, I wonder if this has something to do with the fact that, last year it was the last race of the regular season. And it's kind of one of those things like, all right, let's see if somebody's going to get in. Whereas suppose now, like, you got playoffs and it's just like, all right, well, it's just like the first race of the playoffs. But even then, I have to think it's the first race of the freaking playoffs. Why aren't more people watching it?
Yeah,
Like, this is
exactly.
supposed to be like, NASCAR has just become a detriment to itself, man. They don't listen to the fans. They don't listen to the drivers. They don't listen to anyone that has half a brain or knows about these things or has been involved in NASCAR their whole lives who like knows anything. And so like they put this upon themselves, man, with the product they put out there and with all the changes they try to do. Like, I'm a big if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of guy. Now,
Yep.
I understand why they got the playoffs the way they do. And it's because every other sport has playoffs, and so they figure, let's do playoffs. And I get that. That's fine. But I mean, there needs to be a change. We need to have something to where, I mean, you could still do the whole winning and you're in, but it would be more so like, not really like you win. It's more that winning is worth more points. Does that make sense?
Yep, it does.
And I mean, we've talked about this extensively on the show, and I hate talking about this, but I mean, I don't know, dude. NASCAR has to change, dude, because I mean, they're introducing the sport into different markets now. Like next year they'll be in San Diego. They're going back to California a little bit, and like they've been drawing interest. And I've heard many stories. People are like, oh, like I never watched NASCAR, and I ended up going to Daytona, and like now I love it. Now I watch it every week. And like, see, these people don't understand. Like, I'm a pretty new NASCAR fan myself. I've only been watching for about 2 or 3 years, and so I am not really privy to like how things used to be, but just hearing how other people talk and kind of thinking it through. Like you got to be able to bring them on and keep them on, man. These new fans, and so I hope they're able to keep growing, man, and not destroy themselves.
Yeah, it's really hard as someone who, I grew up in like the early to mid 2000s, probably like what everybody is nostalgic for, the heyday, the Gen 4 cars,
Yeah,
things like that. And to don't get me wrong, like I can on one I talk out of both sides of my mouth. On one hand, I complain about NASCAR every week, but I still watch every week. And so it's hard, but I just seeing a product that used to be like must see TV, and now I'm every weekend I catch myself more excited for the Xfinity races than I am for the Cup races, and I feel like
yeah,
that
that's another
in a
thing.
I feel like in just in a world of sport, that would be like me saying I'm more excited to watch a AAA baseball game than I am for a major league game. It just doesn't make a ton of
It doesn't
sense.
make
But the
sense.
Xfinity cars consistently, you can pack air on the cars. They're not as dependent on aero. You can get guys loose by just getting close to them. There's a lot more passing, things like that,
And they're faster. Like
and they're
you've
faster.
seen the last few races, I'm pretty sure freaking truck and Xfinity. I mean, I can't even believe truck. That is just it has qualified faster on the same track. I'm like, that is just not like to me. Again, young fan, does not make any sense to me. How is that even possible?
Yeah, yeah, and it shouldn't be like there should be a definite progression in ARCA to trucks to Xfinity to Cup, and they should
There
be even
has to be.
faster. And like many people have talked about, just adding horsepower into the next gen cars might not get it exactly it's to where it's watchable every week, but it's definitely would be a step in the right direction. Getting horsepower back in there, getting these cars faster would certainly help, because in no way, shape, or form should a truck or an ARCA car or even an Xfinity car run faster than a Cup car. That just shouldn't ever happen.
No, absolutely not, man. Nope. Yeah, so I mean, that's just how I feel about that. But yeah, one more thing. Let's talk about Xfinity. I don't know if how extensively you paid attention to that race in Portland. I believe it was. I was
Yep.
watching. I was watching it. I'll be honest, man. I love that track, dude. I really love Portland, and I wish Cup would race there, dude. Like, it seems like a fast road course, and it's cool, but no, dude, like that race was crazy, dude. I mean, Connor Zilic. I mean, that kid is unbelievable, dude.
Unreal.
I'm such a fan of him, dude. I mean, it is just every week, it's just domination, and like I can't wait to see him in Cup. I
Yeah.
really cannot wait for that, dude.
Yeah. I think,
In the '99,
yeah, I think for one, Connor Zilic versus SVG, like road courses, just on that alone, road courses are going to be must watch this year.
entertaining.
Those two
Oh
going head to head are going to be awesome. Just seeing the couple races that they've done head to head in Xfinity this year has been awesome. So seeing them on a cup level next year will be really cool to watch. He's just he every it seems like every generation we get one of those drivers you can tell is just going to help take this sport to the next level. Jeff Gordon was that way. Kyle Larson was that way. In some ways, at least early, very early on in his career, Joey Logano was that way. Those were just going to be the guys. And it seems like once a generation, you get that guy. And Connor Zilic for this generation is that guy. I probably a third of the way into the year, I was, thinking, don't rush Zilic. Maybe he needs another year in Xfinity. Dude, the tear that he's been on is
He can't keep
insane.
racing there. It does him
No,
no good.
yeah, it does him no
It
good.
does him
Like,
no good, and he needs to see. Obviously, being a rookie, that's going to be hard for him. And can't say he's going to win. I can't say he's going to do bad though. But yeah, dude, like that race in Portland, dude. Like, so they have those A frames, right? Where if you miss the turn, you got to go through them. And it towards the end of the race, it totally looked like he just did it on purpose. He's like, you know what? I think I can get through there faster, and he did, dude. I mean, like, and a lot of racers, I think each of the top 5 finishers went that route. And so I don't know if that's flawed and they need to kind of move it over or change it or whatever. But I mean, still, it was impressive, man. It looked like he may have actually got run off the track because everybody was coming from that outside and coming in. And so he figured, well, I'm not going to make it, man. Like, I just can't. Like, they're
yeah,
all packed up there.
yeah. The fact
But
that that
dude,
that part of the
incredible.
track was supposed to slow you down, and he actually went quicker.
Yeah, I know. Like, he went faster.
Yeah,
But
it was like he
it
was
was still
messing with the
cool,
field.
man.
Like, hey, watch this. I'll take the longer way and still beat all of you.
Yeah. Yeah. And then him getting out of the car, like celebrating, obviously, after freaking that horrible fall that he had off the top of the car. That was terrible, man. When I watched, I'm like, God. He just like gently gets out of the car and then takes the netting and just puts
Yeah,
it back in.
yeah.
I'm like, there you go, buddy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm glad he's in good spirits about it and playing along with it because yeah, that was a horrific injury and already his second injury of just this season at that too. So,
Yeah.
yeah, just he's having fun with it. He's very ready for Cup. It's going to be a big adjustment and a big wake up call for him. So I'm not saying that he's going to go out there and show this level of domination at the Cup level, but dude, when you start winning 8, 9 Xfinity races in a
Well, it's
season,
unheard of. I mean, it's just like,
yeah, it's unheard of. Like, dude, you need to, you need to make the move up to Cup. So,
yes, sir. Well, now I think it's time for sure to get into our predictions for the Enjoy Illinois 300. I don't know how anyone could enjoy Illinois. Terrible state, in my opinion.
awful, awful. I'll agree with you there. Awful state.
Terrible, man. But my uncle and my cousin are actually going to that race, so I'll be excited to hear about their experience going there. We got 240 laps there at the Worldwide Technology Raceway, and I don't have my dang paper with me. I usually have a paper. We got the standings. I'm beating the hell out of Drew right now. This is Drew's least favorite part because it's demoralizing to him. But anyways, we talked earlier about the Fords, and I think I'm gonna have to go with that. And I think Ryan F. and Blaney. I think he's gonna win this one, man. After I think was it
Yeah,
last year where he ran out of gas
yeah,
and Cindric
yep,
won.
yep. Blaney was. It was like, if I remember correctly, it's between like Blaney and Bell was blowing up. Blaney ran out of gas. He was like a lap away from winning.
Dude, I think it might have even been two, like one
Yeah,
or two.
maybe. Yeah, ran out of
Yeah.
gas. So it's a good pick. I mean, these types of tracks fit really well for Blaney and his driving style. That's a good pick.
Well, you're picking on behalf of Drew. You need a good one. I mean, my pick needs to fail miserably. I hope it doesn't as a Blaney fan. But you got to have a big one for Drew this week.
Well, yeah, we talked. I'll go with his teammate. I'll go with the 22 Logano. Guy just does really well at Gateway, and so hopefully, I don't want to see Logano succeed, but on the behalf of Drew,
Lagooner.
yeah, on behalf of Joey Lagooner, or on behalf of Drew, I hope Lagooner can have a good run for him. So
Hopefully,
I'll go with the
Lagooner
22
Goon's good
of
enough.
Lagooni.
Well, Steven, I really appreciate you hopping on, filling in for Drew. Drew, we hope you're getting better, and we hope you can be back for next week's recording. But yeah, you guys go ahead and check out Foreign Field Podcast. Great NASCAR podcast. We love them. They love us, hopefully.
Oh yeah,
And yeah, thanks, Steven. Really appreciate it, dude.
hey man, appreciate the call and hope sometime we can do this again. And for sure, sometime we'll have you guys over on the Foreign Fuel podcast as well.
Yeah, anytime, man. Absolutely. All right, guys. Till next time, we're all NASholes.
See ya.